graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
He is a comic book nerd.
In brightest day and darkest night. We can learn a lot from comics.
She is a reality TV junkie.
No idea.
Snooki had her baby. A dollar makes me holla.
Chris likes sci-fi.
They do a brain transplant into this whole new body, but it's you.
Kristen likes celebrity gossip.
Breaking news.
Oh, more breaking news?
It's been official. Before it was just a rumor. They Stu, our Pats, moved back in together.
What do they have in common? Nothing. You're listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast.
Now, here's Chris and Kristen.
Well, hello, and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristen. We're back.
And we're back after the long break.
Back.
Feels like it's been forever.
I know, it's been, a week? And I texted you, I'm like, I feel like it's a breakup.
Yeah. Well, things are happening, but,
I'm used to seeing you like twice a week or once a week, and then suddenly nothing. I was
and then you miss
I feel
it.
like it's been years.
Yeah, it's...
But we are back.
In internet years, so like dog
internet
years.
Dog years.
So, Kristen, we talk, but we don't talk.
Yeah.
We kind of
Here
keep
and
up with
there.
each other online and stuff like that, but it's never really like deep conversation. And then we finally, when you come over to my house and we reach back over what's happened over the past week or so. But, we've been doing a lot of talking about StrangerCon.
Yes, which is coming up.
Our live event, June 15th, downtown Rochester, New York. We're starting an Indiegogo, fundraising project. Wake me up. Oh man.
You go.
I gotta find it. So some metal band has to have covered that.
Oh, easily.
If there's metal bands covering like Spin Me Round, Baby, Right Round.
Definitely is.
So we've been working on things. We have, this past weekend I went to go check out the JJ Lang band, the band that will be
performing,
what they call card results, what is it, when it's card may subject to change, like when you go to see like boxing matches. So, just to be on the safe side, card subject to change. But right now, I met the guys I didn't meet all the guys. I met JJ Lang and the other vocalist, Justin, the one you think is a cutie.
My boyfriend. He doesn't know yet.
And he wasn't there with a girlfriend. He wasn't there with a girl.
Yeah,
so
he knows. He knows we got a thing going on.
So, I actually saw them perform this weekend at the, Pineapple Jacks here in Rochester. They were fucking awesome. They closed the night out.
It's confirmed. They're awesome.
There was two other bands there. There was one called the Rock and Roll Social Club, which is a cool name, but I try to Google.
Were they like a blues band? Or like jazz or something?
No, actually,
it's not rock and roll.
No, but that's that'd be there, right? Ironic, like it'll be like hipsters and shit like that,
Yeah.
playing fucking like
Rap or something.
what's that? The guys from. I really fucked it up this time, didn't I, my dear?
Mumford and Sons.
Mumford and Sons, like
I'm sitting there like I know
it'd be like
song,
a Mumford and Sons
something.
style band, but they have like
rock and roll social club.
didn't I, my dear? Dun, dun, dun,
Soft
dun, dun.
rock or something.
People are happy when they switch to Geico. Happier than. Oh, those commercials drive me nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Happier than Gallagher at a farmer's market. Those are like, they should have like a real racist one, like, happier than a black man at a chicken eating contest. That's horrible.
It's bad that we went like straight to that. Both of us thought of that. I thought of like
people who
chicken
switched to
shoes.
Geico. But, so, okay. We're not racist, but I just thought that was kind of funny. So, the Rock and Roll Social Club, but actually, with a name that unique, there's another band with the same name in Houston. Because I tried to Google them,
one.
And so kind of a cool name, but actually someone already had it.
Yeah.
And also
It's plagiarism,
It's kind of too vague. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It was kind of.
Were they good?
They were good. They were fucking awesome. Now I think the lead singer / guitarist in the Rock and Roll Social Club also. Was I think he played with JJ Lang at one point.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if they were in the same band.
Or they're just friends.
Well, they were friends because, like JJ, like during their set, JJ was right in front of the stage. And, then when, the JJ Lang band went up, he came up, the singer from Rock and Roll Social Club. And then they had these other guys there called Streetlight Circus, which were a bunch of guys from New York City. Actually, my hometown, my buddies. And I don't want to be one of those guys like harassing them after the show. I'm from New York City too. But
they're like, yeah, all right.
They're there. Cool. They're there to see. They're there to be surrounded by women, not by my dumb ass.
Chris is beating the women away so he can go up there.
Move! I need to talk to
you
about New York City.
You're from New York.
And so we went and seeing the guys. Now this is going to sound funny. The guys in the Streetlight Circus band, the two guitarists, not the singer. One guy looked like Booger, Curtis Armstrong, and the other guy looked like. Well, actually, he has lost weight. The other guy looked like Horatio Sands.
Nice.
But
a skinny Horatio.
Well, because remember, Horatio Sands lost a lot of weight. He was. So imagine Horatio Sands with curly, long hair, but his face, so just, I mean, I know these guys, they're trying to be rock stars and they're wearing tight pants and, and the Horatio Sands guy had like his shirt buttoned down to his belly button. And the guy who looked like Booger had on like the crushed velvet blazer with the scarf, rock and roll style. But, it's just like, it's so weird. Like, dude, you look like Horatio Sands. The other guy looks like Booger. I know you're trying to be rock and roll. And now, when they started playing, I mean, the women actually, now there were women there, lots of women, and then I was in heaven, I like my little rock and roll chicks. Streetlight Circus it was kind of like an older crowd, like the older women, like,
the older chicks.
And I'm the last one to say someone's unattractive. Not that they were unattractive, but like they were hot 20 years ago.
Okay.
Kind of,
They've been around.
Yeah. They have a couple.
20 years ago, you would have been looked
great. In the 80s, and they were playing, actually, Streetlight Circus is playing a thing in Maryland, in about a month or so, where it's supposed to be, it's all like 80s hair metal style bands that are playing, which they said, they got invited to the concert, but then you find out it's like a 2-day concert, like, like there's like a million bands going down.
It's not just them.
Oh, we're invited, and we're playing with Poison and Rat and all these other bands, and it's like,
and they're playing like the other day.
Yeah, you're playing at 3:45 in the afternoon, they're going on at 9, 10, 11. So like I said, not that, like I said, not unattractive, but just,
they've been around.
Milfs, I guess, Milfs, and I wouldn't be surprised, probably a Gilf in there or two, so.
Sure.
But so
Milfs and Gilfs.
Milfs and Gilfs. Wow, that sounds like that's another ironically named hipster band. Milfs and Gilfs. Did it not, my dear?
I thought it was gotta be that one song.
Because that's like the most hipster song on the face of the planet. I definitely recommend people to go check out jjlang.com.
Or come to the event and check them out.
Oh yeah, no, you can come to the event. They're playing Los Angeles in like a week.
Wow,
they're going out to Los Angeles, headlining at Pineapple Jack's.
Cool.
So we're getting a legitimate band, and and I spoke to the guys before the show, and talked over a little bit of business about getting the show organized. There was a little misconception because JJ thought I meant I wanted him to pay me.
And then it got awkward.
Because he got real quiet, and he's standing next to Justin, your boyfriend, and so
Justin texted me right after.
So JJ's looking at me, and he's like, he kind of has like this quizzical look on his face, and then Justin goes, yeah, you gonna pay you half before the show and half the night of. And then JJ goes,
understood it?
Yeah, Justin understood it.
My boyfriend's smart.
And so, I said, no, I pay you, So could you believe the balls on this guy? He thought I was going to,
So you're paying me, right?
Yeah, you're going to pay me to play my event,
We're
right?
We're going to need that money tonight.
Yeah, half now, half the night of the show.
Thanks.
So that was...
The drop-off will be here.
Yeah. For a split second, he thought I meant for him to pay me. No, I'll pay him. So that was...
It was cleared up, thank God.
Yeah. But they were fucking awesome, super talented. And one thing, that they said about that night is, they said all the bands said, thank you for coming out and supporting original music. Mm-hmm. It's very easy to go out and play stuff other people wrote.
That's what I'm saying? Didn't I, my dear?
Didn't I, my dear? Yeah, I'm gonna start a Mumford & Sons band.
Milfs and Gilfs.
Milfs and Gilfs. And and we'll just play that one song. And I'll play different versions of it. I'll do a rap metal version, I'll do a hip-hop version, whatever. So, that being said, we actually have a legitimate band coming out with a lot of talent.
Langer.
The JJ Lang Band, they have like 4 songs on their website right now. He has a fucking powerful voice. Like, he has that like, and in no way, their stuff is hard, it's heavy, it's fast, it's energetic, and he's kind of like, and cause he's a big boy. He's a big boy like me. He has like that powerful, like a meat, but not so dramatic.
Yeah.
Not as dramatic as Meatloaf. And in a good way. That's I guess the best way to put it, like Meatloaf, or I was gonna say like Pavarotti. You know what I'm saying? Like Pavarotti.
Or Pavarotti.
Us big guys, we have powerful voices. So but he has it in the tune of rock and roll, and they played rock and roll music. Every band that night was all, I'm more of a metalhead, but this was hard rock, more rock than hard rock, but, definitely energetic, definitely going to get people up and going. And if all the female people that were at the show want to come to StrangerCon, I'll be more than happy to, and they're only allowed up front.
Milfs and Gilfs are allowed.
Milfs and Gilfs, and I was telling Kristen, I said, the front section of our show is only going to be for the sexy people. There are going to be
VIP there.
there are going to be no unattractive people in the front 2 rows.
We don't want to be looking at
if we're going to be up there for an hour and a half, I don't want to look at ugly people. So
we discriminate because we're gorgeous, so we have to be looking at gorgeous people.
Only the sexy people.
We're very narcissistic.
We need like roadies. Like I need a guy. I need a guy like in the crowd, like where I could point out some Milfs and Gilfs and
be like that's
and give them the backstage pass, because the space actually has a backstage area. So we got to have this is it's going to be my birthday. I want to be a rock star for a day.
I could hire a stripper or something. I gotta just pay someone.
Yeah, what I'm saying? Well, a rock star, they don't have to pay for it. It's all good. So if anybody wants to come and perform a striptease in the backstage for me, it is the day after my birthday. So
there's a nice private spot for you in the back.
So I want it to be rock and roll style. You know what I'm saying? Like I want the bowl with just green M&Ms.
I was gonna say like cocaine on the table.
Yeah. Even though I've been clean and sober, I want cocaine there. No, I'm just kidding about the cocaine.
It's all for the show.
It's all for the show. It's all
a needle on the other side of the room.
Empty Jack Daniels bottles. I want it all. I want it.
That's it. That's what the back room's gonna look like.
We got to have like security, like
standing at the
because
door.
at Pineapple Jack's, now that I've been there a second time, there's a lot of bikers that hang out there. And I guess the good thing about Pineapple Jack's, and so far I've seen, it's not a war zone. It's not, I guess, I don't know, the guys around here, I guess, get along or whatever. Like, there's no
as far as that, like,
animosity between the motorcycle clubs.
Yeah, you don't see animosity. Like, they do a lot of, like, they all get together and do I don't know what it's called, runs or whatever.
Yeah, toy runs and memorial runs, for the soldiers and stuff.
So, as far as, I haven't really heard
of any we got to do, like,
scuffles.
The Rolling Stones, the Rolling Stones had the Hells Angels, do security. But then, that was that night where there was a guy getting out of hand and they killed him in the audience. So
it was not a good look.
So what we got to do is we got to get some of the local bikers around here, local Rochester. Well, I don't want to say angels because actually, as long as I've been in Rochester, I haven't seen one Hell's Angel. I've seen a bunch of other motorcycle clubs, but so that's what we got to do. It's going to be rock and roll night, so we got to have.
I've been I just finished season 3 of Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, okay.
So I'm really into the biker gangs now.
It gets better, trust me. Season 3 was kind of like a throwaway season when they go to Ireland and stuff like that.
But I could see why guys don't like it because it was missing all that violence and stuff that was kind of in the first 2, and it was more of a storyline. And guys don't really tend to like a story.
Yeah, I want people
they
blowing
just want
up.
the sex, drugs, fight, guns, killing.
Well, the best
we'll figure out the story later.
Yeah, if it's the best, why would it?
So
you don't need anything
because
else.
I'm a girl and I like the storyline going to it.
Okay, well, I mean, it gets
better.
better.
I can see why guys are like, ugh.
Yeah, I was like, all right,
just more,
get out of Ireland already.
Yeah,
Oh
my god, yeah. The first 9 episodes? It's like, you aren't in Ireland yet? Like, come on. We've been talking about it for 3 episodes.
Yeah. You know, and then, you know, for placing Ireland, it's supposed to be like this hotbed of violence and stuff like that. I mean, it was kind of timid by the show's standards, but yeah. So
I'm really into the biker club, so I don't mind.
Yeah. So we need a motorcycle club to come and do our security. Yeah. And it's gonna be like a bunch of nerds and stuff like that.
What do you want? And all skinny, like I can beat their ass.
And we have like all the motorcycles lined up in front of the club. So that'd be awesome. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if
my dumbass, I probably like trip on accident, knock one down the road.
And it is BYOB.
Yes. So bring as much as you want.
Bring your own.
It's cheaper that way.
Well, bring your own booze because it could be beer or liquor or Jack Daniels or BYOB. As long as you're over 21. Yes. That's, you know, we're not a haven for underage drinking, but you know. So yeah, we have to get like bikers to do security.
That's our goal.
We need backstage passes. I needed because there was a band Def Leppard. They used to have backstage passes, and you know sometimes you know some of the passes would have the person's name on them. You know what I'm saying, just to make sure there's no like you know
somebody
sneaking back there. Yeah. And so when they had this passes. So the girls could go backstage and meet the band. The name was Dick Liquor.
Like on all of them?
On all of them.
That is great.
And so, like, you know, like, it was... I mean, it's obviously the girls...
to show you, like, what girls will do. Like, you know, they'll be like, oh, this is Dick Liquor. I'm going in. Like,
I'm Dick Liquor.
Like, what the fuck? But yeah, it, like back in the day, it was like, and I'm sure it probably still is with the big bands, the big rock and roll bands. Like they, in like all their interviews, you know, behind the stories, they're like, yeah, we used to just be on stage and kind of give a look to their roadie, whoever it was, and
point out the girl,
and he'd get her and go onto the stage, and
so we need if any Dick Lickers want to come to Stranger Con. You're more than welcome to come out.
That's great. Here's your Dick Licker pass. Welcome to the show. Here's your Dick Licker pass.
Yeah, you know, like
at least it didn't say like ass licker or something. Like something toe sucker.
It'll be like I just totally walk up the stage in the middle of the podcast. Like, all right, Kristen, I'll be right back.
I'm like,
I'll just vamp. Just vamp.
You're fine. You're fine.
Go get a blowjob in the backstage area.
Leave me alone. It's my birthday. That's what I'll say. Just leave me there.
So, once again, June 15th, downtown Rochester.
Come on down.
I wonder if we should call it the first annual Stranger Con.
Now, does that count, or does it have to be, because I think doesn't it have to be, like, after, technically it would be the second year, and then that's the first annual?
Yeah.
I've had this discrepancy with my friends. We tried to do we still do it, like, every year. It started in high school, like, we couldn't even drive yet, and we all one of our friends got grounded, so it was like she couldn't leave, but she could have friends over, so around Christmas time, we all just got together, so we call it, like, the holiday party, and then we're like, well, so we've just done that every year since then, like, we all got together before Christmas, and so we just call it the annual now, but the whole discrepancy was, is it the first? Like, we didn't know how many years we've been doing this, like, to call, because, so the first year... This is just called whatever we want it, and then the second year is the first.
That's
annual.
A good one. I would think it would be the second annual. Maybe the first year would have whatever you want to call it, but then the second time, and if you were planning to do it a yearly. Now I say annual. Call me positive minded. I would like for this to be a couple times a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Every like 2,
So
3 to
biannual.
But
triannual.
I mean, it'd be a joke to call it annual if there's more than one a year, but
just sounds right. Just to call it annual.
Yeah,
with everything, add it on there.
So
and we could call it whatever we want. This is the 5th annual.
Yeah, right. People are like, I didn't know you guys been doing this for years.
Yeah, we're like, this is the 5th or 6th year.
Yeah, that'd be just totally random. Yeah, the 6th annual. Well, does it count as the first year? Because if so, then if it counts the first year, this is the 7th annual Stranger Con.
3.
These are. Oh, we had it in L.A. We had it in Kansas.
We're all over the place.
We had it in New York City, Tampa, Florida, Philadelphia. Yeah, this is the 7th annual Stranger Con. Yeah. What are you talking about?
You haven't heard of us?
So that's funny. Yeah, we would call it.
We could call it whatever we want, Chris.
That's true. All right. Why do we have to? Whose rules are we playing by? Who's auditing us? And it's funny because me and my friends used to have a tradition on Christmas. Now we actually came into a disagreement on what day it actually happens. Because
nobody ever has the same story.
Yeah, my boy Eddie was like, no, it's on Christmas Day because Christmas Day. This is his story. He goes, because we always used to go out to the movies, and he said it was always Christmas Day because Christmas morning is the big time,
right?
And then during the day, there's nothing to do.
True.
But I thought, I could have sworn it was the night before Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Because Christmas Eve...
Christmas side now.
Yeah, my story was because, and this is, mind you, at the time, 3 grown-ass, probably late teens or early 20s or something. Because I'll show you how long ago it was. We went to go see The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
3 grown-ass men to go see The Nightmare Before Christmas. So, if I'm not mistaken, we saw it the night before Christmas. Because you're kind of in the same boat because Christmas Eve is like a big day.
Right.
And obviously Christmas is a big day, but the day before Christmas, like that evening, you don't do anything.
And that's usually when we would get together.
Yeah.
Our annual.
And so I always said it was the night before Christmas. Because technically Christmas Eve is the night before Christmas. So, we always had some sort of like disagreement on when exactly is the holiday, because I'm pretty sure I'm right. But,
of course. Chris ain't budging.
And so, yeah, that was our holiday tradition, or like,
the night before.
Yeah, and then one year we went to go see, there was literally, like, we got to the movie theater. We had no idea what we were going to go see. We just went to the theater. We said, well, we'll see whatever the next movie. And we saw, okay, like I said, one year was the night before Christmas, but that was kind of planned. The other one we saw was a, Woody, oh my God, what the hell is his last name?
Allen?
Woody Allen. He had a movie called Deconstructing Harry.
No idea.
Yeah, not his greatest movie. And it's like, Deconstructing Harry is one of those, like, it's a Woody Allen movie.
Yeah,
it's not, once again, one year we go see, like, a kiddie movie, now we go see this, Woody like, Allen. Overly dramatic, midlife crisis movie. And so, I think the tradition is, like I said, my tradition is the day before Christmas.
And that's that.
Yeah, so.
The annual.
Yeah.
I saw the movie last night, This Is 40.
Oh.
It was really funny. I thought it was possibly going to be a flop, just because the commercial previews look good. Mm-hmm. It was good.
I want to see it. I just haven't had a chance
really
to.
Funny.
I guess this would be number 4 in a quadrilogy or whatever, because,
There's Knocked Up.
There's 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, okay.
Knocked Up, Funny People. Funny People sucked, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what my sister said. We actually talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, Funny People was, not funny.
Exactly.
It was a whole movie full of comedians, not funny at all. It was, because they were trying to, the irony of the movie was, that Adam Sandler's dying of cancer, right. And then he hires Seth Rogen to be his assistant, but Seth Rogen's also an aspiring comedian. Well, no, Adam Sandler's kind of playing a weird version of himself.
Okay.
Where in the movie, he's a guy that makes bad, stupid movies.
Yeah. Oh, movies?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so he is making fun of himself.
So he's kind of making fun of himself, but but it's one of those things where it's kind of like the real life Adam Sandler where he's making an ass ton of money. Mm-hmm. But in the movie, in Funny People, one of his biggest hits is called, Merman or Merboy or something like that, okay. Where he's a guy who's half man,
mermaid.
Yeah, like a mermaid. Well, I think he has, 2 of them. There's one where he plays, a baby, where it's Adam Sandler's head on a baby's body, and then there's another one where he's, he's a merman.
He's a merman.
And the merman is, that's like a poster on the wall. And then the one with the baby, they actually spent the money and put together a little bit of footage of that, and why not? Why, Adam Sandler, if one movie he could play a water boy, a retarded water boy that becomes a great football player, he's played the son of the devil, he's played, he's played all these crazy movies. Why not play a movie as a merman? Why not play a movie as Adam Sandler's head on a baby's body, which they already did with Little Man with the Wayne brothers.
Yeah.
The Wayne brothers already did that. So it was I kind of I like the fact that it was touching on reality, but then it was one of those things like what happens when funny people have dramatic things happen to them and stuff like that, and it was just it was a little boring. It was a little I love 40-Year-Old Virgin and I love Knocked Up. And I always tell people, Knocked Up is very much like getting pregnant. Obviously not,
Yeah, it's reality.
Yeah, it's very close to, guys feeling totally helpless and I recommend to anybody.
One night of fun.
That the book What to Expect What to Expect When You're Expecting is one of it was so informative. Coming from a guy who, I was terrified before my daughter was born. that was a great
scary,
book.
Yeah, if you're not prepared, it's like, oh, okay, now what?
And basically what, oh God, I'm so bad with names.
What's the matter with you?
Judd Apatow.
Yeah.
Judd Apatow, basically Knocked Up is like, it's like Judd Apatow read What to Expect When You're Expecting, and then kind of made a comedy out of it. Even though there is a movie called What to Expect When You're Expecting.
Yeah.
I think it was made from the same people who did, He's Just Not That Into You.
Probably.
They're just making books out of everything, out of anything that's like, has nothing to do with characters, but they just make characters.
And in the movie, this will get guys to go see it. In This Is 40, you see Leslie Mann's boobies twice.
Wow. Well,
when she's getting a mammogram.
Well, she showed her boobies in the Switch Up, the Change Up.
I didn't see it.
With Ryan Reynolds and Justin Bateman.
Yeah.
You see her boobies.
I didn't see that one.
And they look fantastic.
Yeah, she was just, she's like just standing there with like her boob out, and I was like, she's going for it. Yeah. I was like, that's a good boob.
She's gotten to that. Nice. She's got to that point in her career.
Yeah, she's like,
in the beginning, like a Britney Spears or something like that. They're not going to show anything because it's their property.
Yeah.
You're
that was just, you're too far into the game. It's like, who cares?
It's to the point where,
And they were nice boobies.
Yeah,
and she has a rockin' body. She has abs. Like, I was like, bitch, I want to look like you when I'm 40. But it was a funny movie.
Okay.
Because, like, when you see, like, the previews, you're like, those are all the funny parts. No, there's so much more into it. It was really good.
Oh, okay.
It was good.
And
I like those two together.
Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann.
Yeah. They're funny together. And it's like, you're sitting there watching it because the two girls are Judd Apatow.
Oh, those are his real...
Yeah, those are they look like Leslie. Like, you could see they're going to be.
Yeah.
And so they're...
So and they're acting now. Yeah,
oh yeah.
That's what I got...
some money.
That's what I got to do with my daughter. I got to...
They were good at it. They're fine.
Write a movie and make her a character in the movie.
But it's like, how awkward is that? Like, Paul Rudd's got to be really close to the family if he can be on set making out with
Judd Apatow
in front of the kids, in front of Judd. Like, they got to be close friends. Trust him that much.
Because
like, how awkward.
Because Judd Apatow, some directors like working with the same actors.
Yeah.
Saying like Tim Burton working with Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm.
It's like and it's like I think the directors kind of see themselves in that role because Judd Apatow's a fucking troll. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
he's not a good-looking man.
Yeah.
And so maybe
he's
in his mind,
he's got a face for directing.
Yeah, which is me. I want to be a director. I got a face for being a director.
I got a face for radio.
And so you got Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd, I think, in Judd Apatow's mind is
what he wishes he could look like.
What he looks like. Yeah. And Paul Rudd was in frickin' Romeo and Juliet. And,
he's been in so much.
And Clueless. And he was in all these movies as a pretty boy. And then, but then somehow he got adopted into this comedy.
Then he started to get on I'm sure he was on some before, but he made the cameos on Reno 911.
Oh yeah.
And then
he's part of that brotherhood.
Comedies, yeah.
The what they call it the frat pack.
Yeah.
And
he's good. I like his humor.
Yeah.
And they were good together. Like, they both had Leslie and him. They both had.
Yeah, it's like someone I want to hate, but I want to hate him, but he got sucked into the world.
It was a great movie. I recommend it.
I gotta check it out.
It was funny.
I mean, ever since my internet connections, I don't have an internet connection anymore. Nothing falls off a truck. Well, I've been doing library visits. Well, actually, I do. Well, we're still in some weird. Okay, a couple things I wanted to talk about real quick. Even though. Really way off segue. You mentioned you saw the movie with your sister.
Yes. Oh yeah, you found that clip.
I found the video.
Look it up and then put it on, and then you put it up. I was like, oh, okay, Chris got it.
On Facebook.com/2strangers1podcast, I posted the video about a week or two ago with your sister
on Anderson Cooper.
It was part of a Krav Maga demonstration,
Yeah.
And your sister just fucking lays him out.
My sister's name is Steph. I'm like, Steph, you couldn't be gentle. She's like, he said to. I'm like, there's not a gentle bone in this girl's body. Like, she's very straightforward. And I'm like, you couldn't have been nicer. And she's like, I'm like, why you gotta just be strong all the time?
And Anderson Cooper, here's a guy who's been like in the Middle East,
right.
like the
under attack.
Like the building he's in is shaking from mortars going off.
My sister's just boof.
And your sister just laid him out, you know, so that's...
And he's, like, small, like, she's like, yeah, he's, like, smaller than me. I'm like, so you couldn't have gone easy. No.
So your sister just gonna beat up some gay guy.
Oh, I know, I was like...
It's a hate crime.
Now you just said a hate crime. Now you're gonna be investigated.
But, I mean, I guess if, once again, facebook.com/2strangers1podcast, or, I guess just on YouTube, look, Krav Maga, which is, you know, the Israeli martial art, Anderson Cooper. And you'll see the video of your sister just knocking him the fuck. And, you know, and obviously, one thing, you know, about Krav Maga is that they, you know, a lot of other martial arts, when they practice it, they kind of do it slow, just to kind of like let people know. But Krav Maga, that's not the case. Like, practice, you're supposed to go with the same velocity as you would in reality. What the hell is that? Something just...
Either an earthquake or thunder.
Yeah. It was either thunder or a truck.
Or an explosion.
Oh, boy. So, yeah. So there was. Okay. So wanted to remind people that to see if they want to see your sister kicking Anderson Cooper's ass. And let me see. What else? All right. So let's go on.
I don't want it now. Okay. A couple weeks ago, they did, which I don't know why they're not doing it anymore. One Saturday, they did Retro MTV. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know if you saw people tweeting about it, because people were...
They had, like, Real World, right?
Like the old episodes. But they showed, the old Las Vegas, which was alright. Then they showed the old San Francisco one with Puck. So I watched some of that, but it was so funny just the outfits in the San Francisco one. Just the outfit. Like, the one girl basically was like Brenda Walsh from 90210. Like, dressing like that.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so
It was definitely
funny.
A snapshot of that time.
It was just funny to watch. And, like, the confessionals, I don't think they had a confessional at the time. Mm-hmm. Like, they would just be, like, them on, like, the roof. Like, just talking. Yeah. One was just in, like, a lawn chair, just talking to it. Was so good.
They're on a roof, like, leaning on the ledge,
like
with their arm. They're always, like, their elbow hand sticking out.
That was, like, the thing. Like, every confessional, like, they had to be leaning on something. Mm-hmm. It was funny to watch, just how it used to be. And, like, they went to, like, some, it was either Republican or Democratic, I don't know, some convention. Mm-hmm. Like, they all went because the one girl wanted to go. And I was like, that just shows you how it is. Like, in the 90s they went to actual something. Now it's like they're at the bar and, you know, like, now the Real World's filmed and there's nothing of that matter.
Oh, yeah. You know? It's all people,
you know,
fucking, it's going around and hanging out and getting drunk. There's no social commentary.
Intellectual part of it at all.
Yeah, it's all attractive people.
It was so funny, yeah. So that was, but then they haven't done it again. I was like, that would have been great if they did it like...
Yeah, like my friends...
Maybe like once a month they should do it.
My friend's wife tweeted, like, she actually, like, took a picture of the screen, and it was the girl, I think from San Francisco, there was a girl, she had black hair and kind of bug-out eyes. And she was talking about, like, being a mother or whatever, and it's like, you know, because we grew up with these people, and we were like, you're a mom now? Like,
it's so weird. And I'm, like, watching, like, the Las Vegas one, because I was pretty much in high school at that time. Mm-hmm. And just even watching that, I was like, oh, their outfits. It's just so funny to see how, it was like, I used to think she was the cool.
Oh, yeah.
And now, like, I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with her? It was definitely funny, and I think they should do that. I think they should do more. They only did just that one weekend. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
maybe they'll do it once a month.
Yeah, I mean, well, right now, I mean, you know, MTV's it's all like the hip hop now. It's not.
Yeah,
I sound like an old.
I know, right?
Like, it's all the hip hop.
It's all that loud music.
But you know. But actually, okay, now I kind of, two things I wanted.
Oh,
one,
God, Chris.
When we were talking about what to expect and you're expecting, we're recording this on April 1st, April Fool's Day.
Oh, that's right. Chris got
so I had, I made a Facebook, update status saying, I can't believe I got her pregnant. And my baby mama calls me up. Who'd you get pregnant? And I said, and now mind you, I just put that for my friends, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it wasn't just for her. And I said, oh, April Fool's. And then she, like, that's all it was. She just hung up on me.
That's all she had to hear.
So Kristen was there when that happened.
It's like typical, like, ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like,
Who'd you get pregnant?
Click.
And also, well, I guess, talking about, like, because Judd Apatow, I could kind of tie it into both things. Judd Apatow, you know, he's been making movies for a long time. Like, he's made, these movies, you know, the trilogy, you know, This Is 40, stuff like that. But, like, you know, he goes back to, like, He was like the executive producer. He was like the producer, like on the Cable Guy. You know, the Cable Guy was like 95. You know what I'm saying? He's been making movies for years, but now he's finally taken the reins. And so I had, and Kristen and I, you could be my witness on this, and it's kind of embarrassing. I have a DVD over there, the My Two Dads.
Yep, he does. Great show.
I was in the dollar store. Well, I had the biggest crush on Stacey Keenan, the girl from My Two Dads. So I got this DVD, and it's 10 episodes, but it's from all over the seasons. It's not it's not in a row or anything like that. It's not season 1. So I'm watching it, and of course, I love My Two Dads. I bought the DVD, and so I'm watching it. And it is funny. Like we were talking about the like a snapshot of the time.
Yeah, it's
like
funny to see it.
The My Two Dads, like so freaking 80s, and the guys with big hair and
fonts,
and the ridiculous clothes they were wearing, and the girls who had like the pants that were like up to their fucking belly button. That had like
felt like nothing ever
3 or 4 buttons before you finally got to the crotch.
Nothing fit right. Like in the night, like things just like the pants were all bag. You know what I'm saying? Like how it is today, where things are just
comfortable
and snug. Yeah, like looks like it should be on your body. Like in the 90s, there was like just baggy. Like this is all I could get.
But I missed like it was
all the store
something about like a girl with like a big poofy blouse, but then like in these tight pants, but the pants were like up to like past your belly button,
ridiculously high.
Really high. Then it would come straight leg down to the ankle. So it's like it was kind of weird to see that show. Now to show to bring it back a second. So I'm watching the credits and it says script editor Chuck Lorre.
Oh, really?
And, and these episodes are, like, from 88.
Wow.
So, Chuck Lorre, not recently in news, but, like, when Charlie Sheen had that whole breakdown,
What are you talking about? Charlie Sheen's fine.
Well, before the break,
Yeah, when
he was beefing with Chuck Lorre, and Chuck Lorre's been in the business so long that he was the script editor or whatever, editor in fucking 88. These guys have been in the business forever, man. Judd, it's funny how people are, like, they're just getting their name out there. Their name's like a household name now.
Right. People know it.
But they've been out for a long time, so it's
gotta make your way.
And so we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Hello, this is Cordero Ulloa.
I'm Dwight Graham.
Hey, this is Seth.
Hey, podcasters, this is Nick Pilgrim.
We'd like to invite you to sit in for some free funny provided by the Live and Lame Podcast Entertainment Network. For movie and television news, shared with all the fervor you'd expect from a group of pop culture junkies, check out the insights of Seth Parker, Cordero Ulloa, and Alex Chittenden on Real Chat.
If numerology and astrology interest you, drop in the public forums and join the discussion with Joe Fox, Carrie Fox, and Foxy D on the Foxton. Or pop in on Two Strangers, One Podcast with Chris Cologne and Kristen Montrello and get to know them as they get to know each other.
For music news and concert stories, check out The Breakdown, where we all share our interests and opinions on what we do best, music. Or for the big daddy that started it all, join Cordero Ulloa, Dwight Graham, myself, Joe and Carrie Fox, Seth Parker, and Megan Phelps on Live and Lame.
To check all these shows out, visit www.liveandlamepodcastentertainment.com. It's all one word.
Have a sense of humor.
See ya!
Click and Hit, enhancing the experience for all recreational smokers. Click and Hit is a one-handed portable vaporizer. This smoking pipe has a compact 4-stage design, complete with a built-in, wind-proof, butane refillable torch lighter. The large burn chamber holds your stash of legal herb or pipe tobacco. Click the button to ignite and inhale as usual. When you are done, put it back in your pocket for later. Smoke anytime with the touch of a button. No more carrying around grinders and tins. Leave the pipe, rolling papers, and even your lighter at home. The Click and Hit cordless vaporizer is no bigger than a normal cigar, making it the world's smallest and most discreet vaporizer. It's perfect for use in small places or shared rooms. It's efficient, getting 5 to 8 draws from your packed chamber. It's affordable at just $19.95 each. Buy 3 and the shipping is free. Buy 4 and you get the 5th one free. Visit www.click-n-hit.com. That's clickandhit.com.
And now for listeners of Two Strangers, One Podcast, you can use promo code STRANGERS and receive 10% off your purchase at clickandhit.com. That's promo code STRANGERS for 10% off your purchase.
And we're back.
Click and Hit.
Yeah, so I had a crush on Stacey Keenan. I actually wrote her a fan letter.
Like recently,
I was like 12. No, I was like 12 or 13. And
did she ever write back?
She didn't write back, but I got a letter back from like her fan club with it was a picture of her with like a printed on signature, like not like
they couldn't even fake it.
It was a picture, yeah, right?
They couldn't even forge that.
Which did you hear about Taylor Swift.
What?
That
I love that you have the news.
Well, no. Well, I mean, speaking of autograph stuff, somebody, some busybody was looking in the garbage and found a literal bag full of fan mail to Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah, I did hear that. And yeah, like unopened.
Yeah, and then
how did they find that?
Exactly.
How do you the garbage?
Yeah. And so then, you know,
and
of course,
nobody questioned how was it found.
Yeah, it's just, oh yeah, look, I happen to find it. You know,
yeah,
this stuff was thrown away. Well, how do you know it was thrown away? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did hear that. What a douche.
And so now they're like, they're going to make sure we're to make sure all those fans are hand answered or whatever. You know, we're probably going to get like tickets to a concert or something like that. So,
hey, whatever.
You know, just we're not going to. I wouldn't throw out your mail.
We would never.
Speaking of mail,
what do we have, Chris?
We finally, over a freaking year, or just about a year.
About a year, because 420 we started.
Yeah.
I think we're some big potheads or something.
About a year, we finally have an email address so people can reach us.
We're so smart.
So, it's twostrangersonepodcast@gmail.com. So once again, you know, if you want to...
G-chat, we can...
Gmail, which is, you know, Google and you know, it's so funny. It took 2 seconds to set up. I don't know what I've been dragging my feet for all this time.
Oblivious to the obvious.
Yeah, you know, like it took Cordero to tell me like make a Facebook page.
Right.
Like,
oh yeah, I guess
we dragged our feet with everything else. I mean,
we're a little behind
about
the times.
a year in. Well, it's probably, you know, but if you do want to get in contact with us, please no spam. I guess Google will
spam it.
We'll filter out the spam, but Two Strangers One Podcast @gmail.com.
Email us right now.
It's long name. It's long, you know, but you know.
Email us right now.
I don't want to put TSOP. That sounds TSOP.
TSOP, man.
TSOP. That doesn't sound right. Let me see what else. I have okay. Well, no. Okay, let's talk. I mean, I always want to make sure that we talk about nerdy things.
Yes, I know you like to put that in there.
I have to make sure that there's nerdy things. And ever since I moved, you know, I don't have cable, but I've been watching a lot of public television, and I was watching a documentary about the Russian Meteor.
Oh yeah.
That hit
big one.
Now, basically, the Russian Meteor they've calculated because obviously they don't. It's in pieces. They don't. There's no. By the time it actually hit, there's really nothing.
One solid thing there.
Yeah, people. Yeah, no, exactly. It was actually that's what had happened. Is it broke up. And basically, by the time, what we saw was almost like a collection of rocks. By the time it actually hit the ground. There's guys, you know, they went and they collected. Of course, there's a lot of people in that part of the world that went and scavenging and like were trying to sell the rocks and like, you know, people wanting, you know, $300, you know, what's the equivalent of American $300.
Yeah. We can never just give, like, oh yeah, here's a rock for the, you know, try and piece it all together or whatever. We always gotta make money. Well,
that part of the world isn't very, you know, that's probably the first opportunity of, like, money's falling from the sky. And they want, like, you know, like these guys almost like black market, you know, $300 for a fucking pebble, you know.
I got the pebble.
So the scientists, they did the math, and I forgot exactly, I had it written down, but I don't. They basically said it was the same weight as the Eiffel Tower.
Wow.
The what they calculated because obviously and it was
know for sure,
they didn't know for sure.
Approximately.
You know there's obviously, you know, the next moments after it happened there's a million fucking videos on YouTube. Yeah. So they took all the videos, they kind of triangulated all where the security cameras were. They could see the way the shading was. They kind of figured out the trajectory and stuff like that.
Wow.
So it's, you know, these guys doing, I mean, it's a lot of guesswork, but I mean, you know, there's a lot of science behind it.
Right.
So they said it was about the size. Now, this is kind of funny, and I shouldn't be laughing at this, but okay, so this thing is tearing through our atmosphere, doing 7 times the speed of sound. So
just that,
you know. I mean, you know, hey, you know, by the time, you know, and this thing, according to what, you know, their trajectory and projections, this thing's been circling the Earth and the Sun, between the Pluto, Earth, and the Sun. It's been around for tens of thousands of years. You know what I'm saying?
So why did it decide to come now?
Well, it was slowly, the orbit was slowly decaying. And actually, there's a twist to that.
Dun, dun, dun.
There's a twist. So when it hit our atmosphere, it's going over the sky, and obviously, you know, people, you know, nowadays in this day and age when everyone has a camera on their phone, the people are filming it, so it flew by, but the sonic wave that it makes
came later, right?
Came 3 minutes later.
Wow. So
these people are filming this thing falling from the sky. And I'm sorry, it's so funny to happen in a video, and I know it's terrifying. It's terrifying to them, but and now after the fact, it's fucking hilarious. Where you just see, like 3 minutes later, they're still watching this thing fall from the sky, and then you just like the wave hits them, and you just people screaming and and obviously it broke windows. You see these guys in a garage, and the garage door was down. They have no idea what's going on, but it was like a security camera, and you see the door of the garage just cave in.
I would shit.
Yeah.
I'd probably just shit. Like, that's my only defense. Everything just let loose. Like, I don't know what to do.
Rightfully so. I think when you get hit by a shockwave at 7 times the speed of sound, that's the one time when you're allowed to shit in public. And so it was...
I'm sure I'm not the only one to shit, so I'm okay with it.
So it is so funny to see these people,
just
like,
scream,
you just see this video looking up and it's all, you're Russian. Because you're seeing it. We're so spoiled by the movies that we think that
for the sound should be right there.
And actually, and I'm very glad. Now, mind you, we just to the people who listen to the show, we do not plan these conversations. You asked what took so long for it to hit us. Actually,
Chris, what did take so
when
long?
you follow the trajectory and the projection of this asteroid, we smashed into it. The way
we did it.
It was in our path.
We Jersey Shored it.
And we smacked into it because they did all the math and they said, obviously once it got close to us, our gravity pulled it in. But the way it was going and the way it hit the earth and the angle and the speed,
we did it.
It actually got in our way and we plowed right through it.
Earth's way.
Yeah. We smashed it and it got broken in our atmosphere and everything.
See what happens when you come into Earth's way?
And we'll tear you up into rocks. But that was, just my one little nerdy. I sat and watched a 2-hour documentary just to let you guys know that it was.
Does this for you?
The asteroid was about the same weight as the Eiffel Tower. We hit it. It was doing at its maximum speed, about 7 times the speed of sound, and I just thought it was.
Watch that documentary.
Yeah. And there was another documentary that I saw about from Nova, the notorious Nova that's been around forever. And I'm deadly serious about this. It's called Hunting the Elements. Okay. And it's all about chemistry. It's all about
like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
The periodical chart. I learned more in a 2-hour special than I did in a year of chemistry in high school.
Class.
Nova
and I just didn't click. I don't know why. Like, I got it, and then it was like, once I was starting to get it and understand it, then we did like a whole other unit, and I was like, whoa. And then it just all came too much, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, I think, as the teachers, I think, unfortunately, some teachers are just so burnt out on teaching it that they don't make it relate.
Like, this is one way, this is the only way I know how to teach it sort of thing, and then they don't change it, and I'm like...
Yeah, because
it looks so interesting. Chemistry, I think, is so interesting, but I'm like, I only can fathom only some of it.
Yeah,
maybe it's me.
The first half an hour of the documentary, even though it eventually turns out to be all about the periodic table, the first half an hour is just about how they mine for gold nowadays. Nowadays, that technically there's gold in the earth, but not as much. It's not like it was before, where you could, prospectors finding a hunk of gold, and now it's actually teeny tiny, and they, you see they have these big trucks moving tons and tons of earth or whatever, and then the guy, like, he sits there with a calculator and he figures out that each one of those trucks is like $200,000 of potential gold inside the dirt, because he's like, how do you guys have, you're moving tons, 100 tons a day, and this and this and that, and then like you see how they
now. You just think people go out and dig.
And it's all, it's
so much science behind things.
Once you can, and they kind of, they break it down how it happens chemically, how they extract it, and so once you can relate it,
right,
then it makes okay, and then trust me, I'm not the kind of person, like, I don't care about gold, what I'm saying, like, but then you realize, here's a metal, it doesn't rust, you know what I'm saying, it does, it doesn't.
This is not really into gold, really.
Yeah, what I'm saying, like, I'm not about the bling bling, but when you realize that's right, it doesn't rust, and it is malleable, and it's good for conducting, and it was real, it was a real
gold digger.
So it's called Hunting the Elements, Nova Hunting Elements. If you're a nerd, Google it and sit in front of your computer for 2 hours. Yeah, right? Actually, it's probably better if you're not a nerd, because you'll learn something. But yeah, it was just super interesting.
Our little redhead. She's going to rehab.
Lindsay Lohan.
I thought she was going to get jail.
That girl cannot get
Be in
arrested.
jail. Lindsay Lohan. And now she's out partying. Have you seen the photos?
No,
she's
no.
Like, she's not in the U.S. She's like, I want to say Brazil.
So how
Like,
the hell is she out of the country?
The rehab hasn't started yet. Like,
but don't judges say don't leave the county, don't leave this?
One would think.
It'd be one thing like, okay, I can understand them
she's
arguing to leave the county.
She's
because
in another country.
In California and Hollywood, maybe you leave the county, but not to leave the state?
Yeah, no, she's in another country.
Not to mention leaving the country.
I think she's just like doing, basically like nightclub gigs.
Oh.
That's all you see. There's like photos of her like under the table, like just like she's smashed, like you can't deny it.
Oh God!
And it's like, honey, you're
long?
in trouble.
It's the death countdown. How long
I
till
know, it's like
Lindsay Lohan is under the ground?
Quote unquote last hurrah before rehab, and now I guess she's demanding, because there's always demands.
Mm-hmm.
And when she's in rehab, so she must be going to it soon. That one of her demands is that she has to have Adderall. I think that's what they're trying to get her off of. So it's like,
oh boy,
listen, honey, let's detox for a little bit.
And she was in have you seen the commercials for Scary Movie 5?
Yeah.
So she's in the commercials.
Honey Boo Boo, well, not the real Honey Boo Boo, but it comes out of the box like Honey Boo Boo child.
I don't know what those money is. I'm pretty sure they could have gotten Honey Boo Boo.
Oh yeah, I know. Right?
The real Honey Boo Boo. But her
Charlie Sheen.
Her and Charlie Sheen. Now, once again, these movies, you got lighting, you got makeup, you got a million professionals there. I mean, even a stupid movie like Lindsay Lohan looks like shit.
She doesn't. Yeah, and I saw.
Like, how bad do you have to look when you got makeup people, lighting people,
trying to help you out?
Like
we gotta make
maybe
you look
people,
good.
Editing. Obviously, this one's gonna have some sort of special effects, so you could clean up a little bit in post,
Yeah.
And she still looks like shit.
Yeah, she's just. I don't know who's in charge of her or who her crew is, but they need to fix her up. Maybe different lifestyle. I don't know. Yeah, no, she looks
jacked up, and that's and she used to be a hottie. She used to be smoking.
Like, if you saw Mean Girls, which was
I saw Mean Girls.
Yeah, but that was like during the very beginning when she was kind of starting going out there, and she looked good. That like she had a little.
I'm kind of,
chub there.
I'm, call me a dirty old man, but in Herbie Fully Loaded, that was,
that was around the same time.
She was cute,
Yeah. She had, she had meat on her bones. Her teeth were. Yeah, she just looks like how she should look.
Yeah.
By partying. And then she was in 2.5 Men. I didn't see it, but she recently filmed it.
Wow.
Because now I'm trying to think. She's supposed to be hooking up with somebody on it.
Wow, because
it's Charlie Sheen, but he's not on it.
It's Ashton Kutcher
so
and
it's gotta be Ashton Kutcher
and John Cryer. It took me a while.
So she hooks up with Ashton Kutcher, I believe. I'm pretty sure. So she was on it for a few days on set. First, because usually I guess she's just known for being kind of pain in the ass on set, like showing up late. Mm-hmm. So the first day went well. Showed up on
those
time.
people are used to dealing with Charlie Sheen. So.
Yeah, I know, right? Showed up on time. Second day didn't. Late. And then supposedly she stole some of the clothes.
Oh, God.
Which I've heard
she stole clothes from Scary Movie 5, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know if her assistant or somebody's telling her, yeah, you can take it, or she's just like, I'm taking it.
Lindsay Lohan. Lilo.
Like, get it together, girl.
Yeah, she's...
And she can't... I feel like she just can't have that much money anymore. Just with, like, lawyer fees and...
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine what that's...
Like, she's not as rich as what she used to be.
Yeah.
Girl, get together.
I think, you get a lot of stuff on credit. I mean, all the partying, she probably parties for free. You know what I'm saying? People probably buying her alcohol and shit like that. And
but girl cannot get arrested and put in jail.
Yeah, I mean, because I guess if you're a club promoter, you could comp all her alcohol.
Yeah.
Because people are going to want to show up, and then and the next day, the next day on TMZ they'll say the name of the club, and that kind of has like a there's no such thing as bad press. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but she's overseas. Unless she came back, and she's looking like.
Well, if Lindsay Lohan wants to comes to StrangerCon,
hey,
it is BYOB, but I will go hit the liquor store for you.
Well, she'll be like, I need this, and this, and this. All this shit just for her.
Bring Lindsay's own booze.
You might be in rehab. If you're not in rehab by then.
If you're not in rehab by June 15th, come out to StrangerCon.
You get a day off, right? I'll let you leave.
Now, speaking of the TMZ guys, I mean, now that, celebrity
gossip.
And this is a couple of days old, but I mean, I had it in my notes. Okay, hopefully you'll know who this is. Do you know who X-Pac is?
The one that tore his anus?
Oh, so you know the story.
Wrestler.
Yeah, he's the wrestler. He did,
he dated, what's her name?
China.
Yeah.
He was in the first, China sex tape, which was actually just their sex tape,
out,
which got released.
Got leaked.
Quote
unquote leaked.
Quote unquote leaked nowadays, but yeah, he was in the original China sex tape, wrestler, X-Pac.
He's got some booty issues.
Now, he used to do a move called the Bronco Buster.
Great name. Great name.
Which is basically, it was the most stupid, as much as I love wrestling, sometimes they have moves that in real life makes no sense. That, the person, imagine a guy sitting in the corner, like with his elbows like on the middle turnbuckle, and he comes and he puts his ass in their face. And,
That's his move?
And jumps up and down like he's rubbing his ass in their face.
So X-Pac does that?
X-Pac does it, yeah, that was his move. It was called the Bronco Buster.
He deserved to break his anus. That's his move.
Well,
rub my ass in your face.
And then he did it, and then they gave it another name, but there was another wrestler. Now, do you know who Rikishi is?
He's the fat one, right?
That
makes sense for him.
Rikishi used to do the Bronco Buster,
he's got a booty.
But when he did it, it was called a different name, but it was the same move. Where you put your ass in a guy's face, and I mean, I guess it's more embarrassing than you're not really hurting somebody. But
we'd have to have a conversation before the match, like, you wash that booty, right? We're going out there and you put that booty on.
And that big ass and sweating.
And you can't reach it and stuff. Have Lindsay Lohan scrub it, that's her new job.
And so, but actually, from what I read, X-Pac actually, he just hit the turnbuckle. Now, he might have been executing the Bronco Buster.
Oh, so we don't know if he was doing that move.
But they said that, he had hit his anus on the corner turnbuckle. And this was like in some bullshit promotion, so I'm pretty sure maybe they didn't have the right padding, maybe it wasn't done right, So, he leaves, he goes to backstage, he sees all this blood in his uniform or whatever, his costume or whatever you want to call it.
Fong.
And, and he had to go to the doctor to get treated, and they said he lost a lot of blood.
Things, like, it's almost like getting punched in the stomach, like you lose your breath, it's like...
Oh, yeah. Like,
like suddenly it happens, like, gotta go to the bathroom. Something's just not right.
And because Kevin Smith tells this great story about how he got ripped down there, like, yeah. And when you think about it, he was sitting on the toilet, and like one of those guys, like guys who sit on the toilet for like 45 minutes or whatever, pushing, and you're not supposed to push,
right? And
so he tore. So and and when you really, I mean, I know it sounds weird, but if you really think about your anus.
Just think about your anus.
Every muscle in your body. You lift your arm.
I'm thinking about my anus.
Your anus flexes just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Anything you lift, every time you breathe, you cough, you know what I'm saying?
You're working your anus.
Everything kind of connects to, it's like a center point. I mean, I know there's people, that new age kind of shit, like chakras and stuff like that. Like, I mean, the anus is part of the chakras, but I mean, it is, there's a lot of connective tissue in your legs and walking upstairs, and
the anus is always working.
Yeah.
We don't give as much credit as we should.
Yeah, your anus is your friend.
Love your anus.
Yeah, take care of your anus. I mean, I guess
Rub oil on your anus.
You're throwing yourself into a turnbuckle.
Yeah, I guess
anus first.
I know, I'm surprised no other this hasn't happened before. Not to that extent, but some anus injury to him.
Yeah. Well,
if that's your move,
So X-Pac, I mean, the guy, he must have done something really wrong. I
could just be like, go to the bathroom, get out of my way, nobody talk to me.
He has bad karma. He must have done something real wrong when he was young, because
something happened.
Because he's got nothing bad, because now, actually in WWE, because they had originally the part of the team, the group he was part of, D-Generation X. There was Triple H, China, X-Pac, the Road Dogg Jesse James, and Badass Billy Gunn. And the Road Dogg Jesse James and Badass Billy Gunn were a tag team called the New Age Outlaws. So actually, just recently, they came back.
With China?
China isn't back yet, but at least, you know what? I mean, as fucked up as it is, at least China's working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's doing pornos, but she's, because actually she just recently did a Avengers themed porno.
Oh God.
There is, and I had put a link to it on my page about a month ago.
There's everywhere.
And so she plays She-Hulk.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Shulk.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, there is a She-Hulk in the comics.
And it's her.
So, so she's all painted green and you could see the video. There is a preview video. You can just look it up, Avengers Porno China, but it's China with a Y, Chyna.
Yeah.
And,
that's great.
Yeah, so.
She's painted green.
So at least like
money.
everyone else, he's doing these bullshit promotions, getting his anus ripped open.
Look at me now.
That guy, and not for nothing. Like have you seen the China porno or whatever? Like
the one with him. I've only heard of it through you because you watch it every day.
Okay,
she's got a weenie.
He's not a small. He's 5'8". I'm 5'8". 5'8" is, in my opinion, average height. You know what I'm saying? Like, compared to every other wrestler, he's the little guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Most of these guys are 6'1". Now, what was I saying?
He's a small guy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay.
X-Pac.
He's 5'8", which, is for average people's, is average. For regular human beings, it's average. Yeah. Compared to other wrestlers, he's one of the smaller guys in the ring.
John Cena?
I think
5'2".
John Cena is tall, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, he just kind of looks short.
But I think maybe
the jeans making him look short.
Well, I don't know. Tall is also relative. I think he's like 5'10", 5'11".
Oh, I see. I wouldn't.
But when you compare him to all these other, because especially WWE, Vince McMahon likes freaks of nature. He likes guys that are tall. You don't even have to be a good wrestler. Just be big, just be muscular and tall, and you can have a career. Because they can make you work. So, not to take anything away from John Cena or X-Pac, but not for nothing, the guy's not hung that well. You know what I'm saying? Of course, this is supposed to be like a leaked tape for him in China, but when you watch as much porno as I watch, and these guys, the guys in the video are gifted gentlemen,
That's how they got in the biz.
So X-Pac just doesn't measure up, man.
That's why he didn't get it offer.
China still's working, and he's not. So
Little Pac.
Yeah, it's I hate to hey, who the hell am I to be blowing up some other guy's spot?
Little
but
Pac.
He must have done something real to his anus, little dick. Can't work anymore.
I'm sorry, something happened to you.
Because you remember at one point China was dating Triple H, Jean-Paul Levesque, who's now married to Stephanie McMahon. Yeah. X-Pac was with China. If he ever comes back to WWE, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a long time if he ever has a career in WWE
Probably
again.
Can't walk anymore. We don't even know.
Yeah, so that's.
Feel better, X.
His first name is Sean. I forgot his last name. What else? We're working on our Indiegogo page.
Before you go. Check it out.
It'll be coming out real soon. We have a bunch of cool rewards for you. $5 if you're in the area. $5 will get you a ticket to Stranger Con. If you're in the Rochester area, hey, fuck it, come out. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're from West Coast, come and fly over. Hey, you got comedy, you got music. We're working on maybe see if we could either get other bands or improv troops or, everything is still in the works. But right now you'll have us and you have the JJ Lang Band with more than enough for your $5. So basically, you get the tickets now. It's a pre-sale. We kind of the Indiegogo reward is basically that $8 will get you 2 tickets. So bring a friend, $4 a piece. You get save some money. Once again, also the priest, and that's the only time the night of the show that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So if you get 2 tickets, you can for $8. $8 will go towards our project, and so you kind of like a pre-sale. Mm-hmm. $10 will get you the DVD archive of the first 100 episodes. Basically, if you're new to Two Strangers One Podcast and you want to catch up on everything and you don't want to waste your broadband or if you only have internet on your phone, if you're someone like me, you get all the first 100 episodes. You can listen to them on, nowadays everything plays MP3s, so like you could throw that DVD in your DVD player and listen to us while you're I don't know, cleaning your house. You know what I'm saying? Listen to us as you're having sex with your partner. You know what I'm saying? Listen to while your anus is getting ripped out. Torn. Because if you laugh, that'll hurt your anus. Okay, $25 will get you a USB, and I got a whole bunch of USB drive with all the episodes. And hey, even if you don't like our shows, you could delete them.
and use it
and use the USB drive. And they're 4 gig USB drives. With the first 100 episodes, but you can do with it what you please. $50 will get you a copy of my book. Once again, that's, the money really goes to the show, because you can just get the book for $15 at doublejackpot.us. And $100 makes you a sponsor. You can either do one episode dedicated to you and your product or service, or we can produce a commercial and play it on our episode, like you heard earlier, for Click and Hit and Living Lame Podcast Entertainment. So we could either the first 10,000 times it's been downloaded, or a whole hour dedicated. And it's basically an infomercial. You could always refer people to, hey, and if you want, of course, we're more than happy to keep it family friendly. If anyone has questions, you could always refer them, hey, check out here's an hour of us talking about the product. So, like I said, it's basically like an infomercial. For $100, you become basically an official sponsor of Two Strangers, One Podcast. We're still looking for sponsors for StrangerCon. I'm trying to get a local comic book shop. I mean, any other business in Rochester. I don't care if you do gardening, you do, you do lawn care, if you do, if you have a bar, if you have anything, just throw us a couple bucks. We'll definitely sponsor your show. And you could be, it could be, Joe's Bar presents Two Strangers, One Podcast. Or Joe's Bar presents StrangerCon. Please visit twostrangersonepodcast.com, where you're going to find all the links to everything you need. There's going to be more details about StrangerCon. I have you seen the new site? I've amped it up a little bit. So now
check it out. It's new and improved.
Yeah, you can find the links for our eBay. You can find the links for our Facebook page. You can find the links for where you can find us on Stitcher if you have an iPhone. Oh, excuse me, not Stitcher. Excuse me. Stitcher is available on the iPhones and on Android devices, Android phones, Android tablets. There's a link that'll take you right to Stitcher if you want to listen to it on your computer. There's a link that'll take you to iTunes, and you can find where to subscribe to us on iTunes. So if you have an iPhone, iPad, iPod, you could go follow that link. It'll tell you there, how to find the link right to our page, and then download them all. Also from twostrangersonepodcast.com, you could also follow the link to our Podomatic hosting site and download all our episodes. So if you have a cheapy MP3 player or something like that, you could download our episodes, or you could just donate, save all the trouble, donate $10 to our project, and we'll mail you a DVD or a USB of your choice. Save your bandwidth, save the time and trouble, and support internet radio, and we can help you out there. So twostrangersonepodcast.com. You could like us on Facebook, facebook.com/twostrangersonepodcast. Like us, share us with your friends, let your friends know what great party there is going on over there. If you like this episode, if who doesn't like hearing about people tearing their assholes open?
I know.
Where else are you going to hear that?
That's life. These are real things going on.
Where else, hearing about Anderson Cooper getting his ass kicked, Who else can give you that? Well, that's a whole other. So check out our boys, Living Lame. They can be found at livinglamepodcastentertainment.com. There's the Big Daddy that started all, Living Lame, which is pretty much the main show with all the guys that are part of the network. And then they kind of break off and do their own shows. There's the Breakdown, which is their music show, which right now, every Sunday, and I got a couple more lined up, every Sunday in March, and actually, no, now it's April now, excuse me. There'll be this next Sunday coming up is the last pre-recorded episode, and then we have 2 brand new, never heard before Chris's Hidden Metal shows. I'm working on, I have the ideas for 2 more, I just haven't gotten around to doing them yet. So the Breakdown is their music show, which right now you can get the first 6 episodes of Chris's Hidden Metal show. There's Real Chat, their podcast about movies and television and other things, pop culture. There's the Fox Den, which they actually did have. There's a new episode. There was a new episode of the Fox Den that came out. I mean, it was on New Year's on 13/1/13. But it's check it out. I mean, it's kind of trippy dippy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to zone out, listen to the Fox Den. It'll definitely like put you in a mellow mood, because everyone on that show is like so like mellow and chill and relaxed. And they're also doing a show. I don't know if it's officially called Down in Derby, but I don't know
if that's the official title, but
yeah, they're doing because they're going to be doing the Rochester Derby, not Rochester, excuse me, because basically I was planning on, there's a girl, my old neighbor is a roller derby girl here in Rochester, and so we may have an interview with her. I haven't even asked her yet, but actually she has an Indiegogo, which she actually hit her goal. Cool. And she raised money so she can buy a ticket to Germany because she's trying out for a German roller derby. Yeah. And so, it's already, but her name is, you could look up Lethal Lorelei. It's hard. I don't know. Don't even ask me how to spell Lorelei. But Lethal Lorelei, I think you could still give to her project. But, I donated $10, and then maybe sometime in the future she'll come on our show and talk about the Rochester roller derby. Yeah. Out there, it was a Red Bluff roller derby. So I contacted Court and I'm like, hey, we got roller derby girls here too, and maybe we can contribute to your show. So those are all the shows, and if you want to help out, buy something for our eBay, support our Indiegogo site, just look for Indiegogo 2 Strangers 1 Podcast. I'm pretty sure you'll find it. It's not out just yet. I'm still working on the intro video, and we have a hilarious blooper reel.
Nice blooper reel for you.
I'm sorry. I know I may be a little biased and everything, but I think our blooper reel is fucking hilarious. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode of 2 Strangers 1 Podcast. I certainly hope you enjoyed listening and had as much fun as we did recording. Thank you for listening to 2 Strangers 1 Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristen.
Don't be a stranger.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne? Smells good to me.
But
look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
But it is spelled Colon.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Fucking, are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia is spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea, man.
Is.
Look at her, fucking. She's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. This is just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to this show, I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it, that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
yeah.
Insanely inexpensive. 15 is not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know, you're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his comic books, heavy metal, video games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I will totally read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could show them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne right now.
No, sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonepodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonepodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.